Hey, Dimitri. Thank you for the first version of the bullets. Let me just jump into some feedback here. So I did a deeper look, and I'll unpack this for you. So, um, for the folks out there right now that are watching, we are working on updating the bullet effect for Gondis in this case. He's got these like it's almost like a chain. It's like a plasma chain almost. And when you look at it individually, on a frame basis, the pattern looks a bit funky, but if you look at it in motion, it kind of creates what looks to feel like a bit of an interlocking chain mechanism with the way things are set up. So, Dimitri, I took a look, and I'll jump over into this. So here is the test bolt that I kind of constructed, and I figured there were a few things here that are probably worth pointing out. So also, maybe before I jump into this, let me pop over and show you your version. So here, yeah, so I got our test pattern here, so we can look at things on the white and black for contrast, of course, also color. So, and I think at the end of the day, it's not a bad bullet necessarily. I think we're a little bright, and there's a bunch of other things. So I think we're going to pull this apart in two things. So one is using kind of Gunvein for inspiration. I'll go and do more of a deep dive in looking at I really like how clean the bullets are, but that's going to be a different initiative. So, but I started thinking about that more deeply based on this first version of a bullet from your perspective, right? So, and then instead of talking about this bullet in particular, I'm going to go back and talk about the temporary art and what I think makes those bullets really work well. I tried replacing this this art, the bullet sprite art, I think. Let's see here. Pull this guy over. Oh yeah, I put it back. So wrong scale, right? You don't see Gondis at this size, although this is kind of a cool size for him. And then if I were to take a look at this, I'll just pull this guy over here just so you can see it. We're good there. Over here. Yonder. Frumpy-doo. Okay, so 120, and I also gave you the wrong sprite sheet. I thought it was a 4-frame, and it's actually 8 frames, which gives us this illusion. I did a lot of playing around with stuff, so that's kind of what happens when you do that. Okay, so it's not 2 and 2. It is 2 and 2. Okay, so we'll get that set. So, and then I'll just increase this size here, so we get a better sense for it. Yeah, maybe it's a little toe bag. Right now, it's a big 512 by 512 sprite sheet. So, but yeah, you can get a sense for kind of your bullet and the way it starts to look here. Okay, so let me just switch this back because I don't want to have broken things here. And I think oh dang, that's the problem when you start working with actual assets in the game. I think it was 2. Yeah, okay. So I got to be careful with that as well. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see here the kind of the difference as we looked at between the two. So this version of the bullet has a bit more character, and which I really kind of like. And by character, I mean like again, it kind of gives us that strange like oscillating plasma chain feel. So okay, so instead of revving on the bullets that I think I have from you, yeah, this one here. So let's focus on kind of coming back to this one here. So one is the contrast with the darks and the lights. So the dark blue background, I think is present here between each of the bullets, right? And I think that the other thing here that's important is kind of that warble, right? So, and you can see that the warbling here, like while we have the 2 frames that are about the same here, then the frame flips vertically, and then the frame is not. It's not even like it's not really. None of these are sort of close to round, but these are way more oblong. So, and that is by purpose here. And then on the bottom piece, they pretty much just went with all circular here to give it a little bit more of, as we're oscillating through the frames, it sort of gives it that weird kind of chain link feel to it. So yeah, so I want to make sure we keep those odd round shapes. Those are that kind of help give it a definition. We should be able to push and pull those a bit to see if we can get something that feels close. or to experiment and see what else we can come up with. So then the other side of this too here is then the crisp black outlines. So taking these are obviously super low resolution, and removing all of the junk kind of pixels, but making it a much more black thick line, maybe a two pixel border. And then after that 2 pixel border, then we can go with the in this case, these kind of inner glows. So we have this circular wisp line here, and you can see that like it becomes more noisy as it progresses, and it also the contrast, the amount of white, doesn't really it picks up between these bullets here, and I think it's a little bit brighter for the final frame here. But it's kind of nice that we got into this really bright pop, and then it goes back to essentially this dark with the inner core. So it kind of gives that bullet a weird transformation side of that. So, and then I think the other piece here is that so we have these hot whites and definitely these distinct shapes. I think these kind of actually help pull some of that character of, like, again, the chain links there. And then we have a more of a diffused glow on the outside. So a core white, but not the whole bullet itself. And then see strong inner white glowing lines with rotating wheels, tuck dots, inner glowing shapes. Yep. So definitely let's replicate the shapes. And I think those are the big ones. Yeah. So I like where we're going, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.